again, I'm not going to say I'm anointed by God, but by far, number one, all time at this day and age of truth-telling and exposing what's actually going on. Yeah, we saw it in real time. Bill Moyers, longtime TV correspondent. He's worked for federal government. He used to be the head of the CFR. Lived a long life and died yesterday, June 26th, the day leaving 188 days left in the year. And his birthday, Billy Don Moyers, 188. What a day for Billy Don Moyers to die. And the other thing is he's from Oklahoma, who just won the basketball championship. That's right. Oklahoma City. They just defeated the Pacers. Pacers only scored 91 in Game 7. And now Bill Moyers dead at 91, the Oklahoma native. What's also interesting is we talked about before the NBA season began why the most likely team to win the championship out of the West would be the Thunder, who used to be the Seattle Sonics, who won the championship in '79. This was the 79th NBA season. So it was 46 years since the...
You sorry ass bitch. I hate a sorry ass motherfucker like this. You guys don't know how I am. I want to kill this motherfucker. Fuck this sorry ass motherfucker right here.
I hate fucking Christians. I fucking do, man. They're all fucking scumbags. All of them. They're fucking retarded. They're fucking scumbags. I'm fucking sick of religious people. Wipe them off the fucking face of the earth.
At the rate things are going, we'll be flat broke here before long. So I'm not trying to turn you guys into gamblers, but the knowledge pays for itself. There's a lot of people who pay $5 a month and make thousands of dollars every month off the sport.
Like, to me, it just blows me away that people use their hard-earned money on this.
The 30,000, I'm telling you guys, it's going to happen overnight. We're going to have the building. We're going to have people hired. It's going to make a huge difference. We can do a lot with 30,000 a month, but I am saying we hit 30,000, things will happen. Things will happen, and they'll happen fast, and you'll see it. I'm transparent.
And I made a video and then just no follow-up. It just blows my mind how people, this information just doesn't resonate with them, and it makes me just feel like everybody is like, I don't know, got to be under a spell. I don't know how else to explain it. And for all the people who think that's wrong, again, it's because you're under mind control. So,
numerology, Gematria. Today we're going to use it. We're going to use it to predict Zachary K. Hubbard's future.
Zachary K. Hubbard. Zachary K. Hubbard. We add up the numbers. We have the 3, 7, 10, 49. I did the math prior to this. It all adds up to 138. 138. Same numerical value of Donald J. Trump. Whether you like him or you hate him, Donald J. Trump, narcissist. Narcissist cannot take accountability. Accounts. The first bank account in 720 AD invented. Bank account 720 AD. 720 AD. Similar sounding to 420. 420. Smoking weed. I just bought new mints. Hold on. Drug paraphernalia. I need a bigger whiteboard. Drug paraphernalia. Sounds like drugs. They did them a lot during World War II. A lot of men. Who was someone who's also tried men. Ava the G. 666. 666. 666. As many people would like to believe. You know who. Whew. 666. What do we compare this to? We compare this to the trajectory of Zachary's scamming. Zachary's scamming. Allegedly, in my opinion. Zachary scamming. How is Zachary scamming? Well, that's what we're going to do. Allegedly scamming. We're going to get into this today. What's the date today? Today, June 30th, 2025. What does June 30th, 2025 represent? It represents downfalls. Down, the money falls. Down with Zachary.
Hey guys. Yeah, that's why it took so long. Oh my gosh. Thank you everyone that's here today. I know that I feel like this lighting is a little bit too much, but we're just going to stick with it. Thank you everyone that is here today. This is not a topic that I've ever spoken about on my channel before. You know, this dude is not super big. It's not SEO optimized. I don't know how many people will end up watching or finding this. However, it piques my interest greatly. Okay, because I'm somebody that watches Chaotic Truth, the Chaotic Truth show, here and there. Okay, and Zachary is a normal guest on the Chaotic Truth show. And I never really knew what his deal was. Also, I'm wearing my hat to match with Zachary right now. But I kind of just feel like I look like Sarah, the Raging Tomato, instead of what we're going for. But you know what? It's okay. So, Zachary here, I found out when I was watching the other day, he claims to be a millionaire. Okay? And that's what I was like, wait. how is this guy like making money like this? This is because I knew that he was into like his weird numerology conspiracy theory stuff, which it's like we can get deeper into that later. The panel will be open for anybody that like knows Zachary or has had experiences or at one point or another in their life actually believed this. But I mean, it just, to me, and of course I know his followers because he does have a very cult like following, in spite of being like kind of unanimously clowned by like everybody else in like the greater debate sphere and political sphere. His core audience reveres him almost like a cult leader, in my opinion. Thank you, Lo. I appreciate that. I got like a little hair crimper and I did a little something. But then I was like, oh, the hat. So I curled my hair kind of for nothing. But anyways, guys. So this guy, he's very revered like by his own audience. And I'm honestly, part of me is like afraid that they're gonna come in here and start doing some shit. Because the deeper that I dug into Zachary and his old followers' experiences with him, I found some very nefarious stories indeed. And we will be having Cuts 1 coming up later. I heard that he used to believe in what Zachary was touting, which is this Gematria numerology stuff. And once he left and started making videos kind of exposing him, Zachary and his followers went and literally started targeting him in real life. And I don't know, you're gonna have to come up and tell the exact story, but made him lose his job or something. Like, these people get fucking crazy if you disagree with them at all. But you know what? I'm gonna be brave enough to do it. Give me a medallion. I think numerology and gematria is pretty fucking stupid, in my humble opinion. And maybe I'll be proven wrong, right? Like, and that's the thing, is that these people, they get mad if you don't agree with it or you don't buy into it, and they just call you stupid. It's like, why don't you come and convince me, right? Like, why don't you come and convince me? Like, and like, if you're so confident in what you're saying, why do you get so angry when people disagree with you? Like, just make your argument and make me look stupid, you know? But if you don't know what gematria numerology is to red-pilled men, what zodiac signs are to live white girls, exactly. That's literally exactly what I was thinking. But I think they believe in like, in zodiac signs and stuff too. Like, they believe in in astrology and like all of that stuff. The work is undeniable. I'm like, if it was so undeniable, why would it not be like taught at real schools and stuff? And then of course their answer to that is going to be, well, because it's secret, and it's a secret Illuminati world order that's using it, whatever. Like, you don't think people would capitalize off of this if it was so undeniable and so true? But basically, if you don't know what gematria is, I'm gonna define it for you, because I'm like, it sounds like it's like a location. It sounds like it's a location, but it's actually a system. So it's a system of assigning numerical values to letters, words, or phrases, usually based on the Hebrew or Greek alphabet, with the belief that these values reveal hidden meanings, patterns, or divine truths. Origins: it began in ancient Jewish mysticism. In Hebrew gematria, each letter has a numeric value. So like A or Aleph in Hebrew would be 1, Bet would be 2, etc. Example: the Hebrew word for life, Chai, equals 18, which is why 18 is considered a lucky number in Judaism. So some religious scholars use it symbolically, but conspiracy theorists use it to claim events are pre-planned or encoded. So like, they believe that you can predict things such as celebrity deaths, I don't know, the secret cabals, the Jesuits, whoever the Jesuits are, they can predict stuff about them, right? How it's used. So another way how it's used is English gematria variants, assign value to okay, blah 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 blah. And basically there's a ton of criticism for it because there's not a consistent method. There's so many different ways that you can do it. And you can kind of just choose whatever number you want to choose, right? Like hypothetically, you could choose the number, you could choose like a word, and you can that confirms the number that you want to get. So a thing that Zachary will often do is he'll take somebody's name, right? So this is his website, Gematria Effect News. Okay. This is his website where he basically just reposts other news articles and like puts something through his little Gematria machine and just steals other people's news articles, I guess. But so he'll do stuff like take the name Karen Diamond the name of somebody who's died, and he'll take their name and he'll take the number from that name and use it to like say that it aligns with some other significant number. Okay. But then with other people, he chooses to include their middle name. That's just something that I noticed right off the bat. Like he'll do Oliver Gibson, but then with other people, it'll like be their full name with the middle name included. Randall Claude Weaver, like, and then it's very easy to like pick and choose what value he can track you if you go on his website, bro. And this is like what I'm noticing is that Zachary has been on a downfall for quite a long time now, okay? He's been on a downfall for quite a long time. He peaked around, I don't know when I'm guessing around like 2018, 2019 COVID period, okay? Yeah, it just kind of messed up. I didn't even think about that. Making content off people who just passed that slow. But basically he has this troll channel that's like exposing him, okay? And they've been making videos on him for years now, just clip compilations. It's called Sports Gematria, and I've had a blast just going through this. And I'm just gonna show you guys like a couple of their most popular shorts that kind of debunk a lot of Zachary's bullshit here. Just so we can get a taste of it.
Flashback.
I'm not a greedy person. I'm not a greedy person.
I think I'm going to set up a new tier on Patreon for people who would.
This guy's like, he's the most smug, narcissistic person I've come across in a very long time. Not in a very long time, but a new smug narcissistic person, like, that just has no sense of humor, like, just super serious and just thinks that he's smarter than literally fucking everybody, dude. Like, I've never ever seen him make a joke ever. And I've been binge watched quite a bit in preparation for this.
Who would like to see me travel a month and got money to really help make it happen? I think I'm going to make it a $100 tier. Help Zach travel somewhere once a month. We can get 100 people on that, pledging $100 a month.
Travel.
That's 10 G's. That's more than enough to travel somewhere each month.
Imagine all that money had come to me. Me.
Yeah, you guys want to see that happen? You want to see me out doing what we did in LA and San Francisco? You want to see that? Gonna take more resources.
So yeah, he used to go out on the streets and do like street preaching, but for his Gematria. Someone should tell Zach to call. Absolutely, he can call in. Yeah. But I see another thing that he does is like this trend. He has a trend of like lying and saying that he wants to debate people. And then like they offer to debate. They're like, yeah, like let's debate. And then he's like, they're too scared to debate me. They're too scared to debate. But like there's literally a clip of them saying like, yeah, definitely down to do that.
He needs money.
Especially even other people in the Gematria. What's up, Gimpy, bro? You should hit the link if you can. But other people in the Gematria community don't like Zachary either, okay? Like, even people that believe in Gematria don't like Zachary and thinks that he does it wrong and that he is, like, a grifter with it, because what he does is he uses his Gematria skills to sell a sports book. And he used to... But, okay, first, let's stay in order. First, let's continue with these shorts, just so you can get more of a taste of who he is if you don't know.
Always needs money.
100 people at $100 a month, 10,000. But I'm going to start a new Patreon tier next month at $100 a month. You won't get anything extra on there.
Ha! Gay!
Again, it takes money to travel and do things.
Get a job. Get a job.
You know, if we got 100 people pledging $100 a month, I can probably hit at least a couple
$10,000.
big locations.
He said he thinks he's entitled to $10,000 a month. They all hate each other in the Gematria community. Dude, I don't understand how a community is. It's crazy how many just dumb people are fucking out there, dude. Sports betting with Gematria by Dalmatian Dog.
You said in your video, but yeah, you might have a lot of predictions, but how often are you wrong? Who cares about how often?
Like all the time, and then he says, "Who cares about how often I'm wrong?" When it's like the whole point is that this Gematria thing is like a mathematical, damn near impenetrable system, unless you're just not good at doing the math, right? And you're choosing the wrong numbers, which is what the other Gematria people accuse Zach of. I would accuse him that I think he knows that Gematria isn't even fucking real. But if it's supposed to be this foolproof system, why do you have so many calls, so many predictions that don't work? Yeah, where the fuck is he traveling to? Dubai? Exactly. Like $10,000? Are you going to ride like a yacht in Amsterdam?
Video. But yeah, you might have a lot of predictions, but how often are you wrong? Who cares about how often I'm wrong? The point is, and again, to answer your question, it's a really high ratio of being right.
Texas is a 4-point favorite. And again, in this game, I favor Xavier.
It's a really high
Again,
ratio.
just they won the 84th NIT, 84th tournament, first team to score 84 points. And then Xavier to get the 28th win of the season versus Texas, the 28th state. I favor Xavier too because the Jesuit advantage. And again, first school to score 84 points. I mean, my original bracket had Xavier beating Texas. I still
He also has this weird obsession with like Jesuits, okay? Which I'm like, I'm like, it's a group of religious people that like came from Europe and like a sect of like Catholics or something. I don't know. For some reason, he thinks that the Jesuits control everything, which I guess is new. I appreciate that instead of it being the Jews. Because usually people like this are like, oh, it's the Jewish people, it's the Jewish people. So at least like somebody else is getting, some other people are getting a little heat instead of the Jewish people for once, I guess. Right?
I still favor Xavier. Again.
You know what, you guys? This is not a false statement. I could wipe my ass with the name Nostradamus. Literally. Literally. Meanwhile, day after day, I'm giving out winning knowledge, smart advice.
People just eat up the biggest loads of shit there ever were.
You said in your video.
And then it's so funny because he says he's giving out like this winning knowledge and whatever. But he doesn't win, first of all. And he doesn't bet. That's the crazier part, is that he doesn't bet with his own predictions that he is selling to people. That he's saying you can make, and I played this in the very intro clip. He said you can make $1,000, even more a month, using my sports book. But he doesn't use his own sports book. Ava needs to research Catholic orders. Shit, maybe that'll explain the Thorps and stuff, you know. Maybe this whole time they've been in some kind of Catholic order or something. Thank you, He-Man. Appreciate you popping in. What is this person? This person is a guy named Zachary K. Hubbard, who is just a loony guy that I've just been enjoying diving into. Not really in like this sector, but I do consider him a lol cow, and I think that he's just gonna keep moving more and more. You know, he's like an undiscovered in the lol cow community, but like I think he's just gonna keep moving more and more in that direction, because basically what's been happening is like the past few years he's kind of just been going on a downfall of like deteriorate. Like he's been just losing credibility, obviously, because none of his predictions work. Like it'll be like a 50-50. So some of them will be right, because I mean, that's just the odds of guessing, right? So you'll be right sometimes. But basically I think people have kind of started to see through his shit over time. And a lot of other people in the Gematria community have fallen out with him. His old fans have fallen out with him. And then he's gone done really spiteful shit to those fans. He's like, he has a weird issue with his mother as well. Like he hates his mom. Thank you. I put on better lighting and shit, but he hates his mom, and he'll like, his mom will be in the chat and he'll be beefing with his mom in the chat and just talking about how much he hates his mom. And she's like his biggest op, okay? But he's been going on a downward trajectory. He's been just staying stagnant at like the same amount of viewers, even though he's been on YouTube for like 11 years, which is like whatever. But you can just kind of see what that, because I do believe, this is just my completely uncredited fucking theory. Call me an idiot, call me a lunatic, say I'm just like one of those chicks diagnosing everybody. But I think with all like the weird like scammer shit and just like ego that we see in these video compilations on the Sports Gematria channel, I do believe that Zachary is some kind of narcissist, just in my uneducated opinion. And like, I think over time, he's cracking because the supply and the attention and he was making $10,000 a month at one point, $10,000 a month. And now he's just going back downward spiral. Gimpy with the 10. Thank you. The Jesuits are the Jews hidden in the, oh, okay. Damn. Well, I take back the credit that I gave him. The Jesuits are the Jews hidden in the Catholic Church, according to Zach. You're an idiot and a lunatic. But yeah, they're gonna come after you after this one, Ava. I tried to warn you. They still stalking cuts to this day. Well, you know what? I have nothing to lose. That's the thing, is that I'm like, this is why I be talking shit on YouTube, and so I don't have anything to lose. I'm about to quit my job anyway because my lease is about to be up and I'm moving. So it's like, I mean, you can call my job. I'm like, I don't know, you can call my parents, I guess. My parents already know. I'm like, I don't know what you want to tell my parents. Like, they know I have a YouTube channel. Like, you can call. I don't know what they think they're gonna be able. I don't know, hack my bank accounts or something. Like, I don't know. Zach's been having his minions doxing me and Cuts for years, and they've been threatening us. I'm like, my full name's already out there, so it's public. Like, what are you gonna do? I don't know. Spam call my phone? Like, shit. And that just reveals, if you get so mad, that just reveals that, why are you so defensive? Why is it not just rolling over the shoulder? If you didn't care, it would just be rolling off the shoulder. Like, who gives a fuck if there's some opposition? Because you should be able to like establish your credibility in the opposition. People can weigh both sides and see, okay, like, you know, I'm still going to watch Zachary. But the reason they feel like they need to silence people and intimidate people is because the opposition is actually valid. But I've seen many people going after, hey, thank you, Dingo. I've seen many people going after Zach that seem to be fine still, though. Like, there's Flow State. He did like a whole Flow State, Jim Bob, Andrew Wilson had the debate with him, which we also might go over a little bit. But yeah, basically what I'm like, I think that it's because he's kind of been going downhill. Like, he's, you know, getting loss of audience, the failed predictions, like people doubting him in the public eye. Like, I think that's all leading to narcissistic injury with Zach. And he's trying to play it off and play it cool, but he's not just going to disappear, because that would mean that he's like losing as a fucking narcissist, right? So it's like, I think instead what we see is him continuing to make content, but lashing out and having increased hostility towards his critics, and also being like kind of more paranoid and more desperate. I don't know if he's been doing like bigger claims, faking big wins more. Beefing with other Gematria people. I just think that's going to continue to like escalate and get worse. He's desperately like just kind of begging people for super chats and donations and stuff, because I think that it is this full-time job, and also believes that like he's being censored in the algorithm, when in reality, like, maybe it's just because you have this like, it's barely ever that you're being censored. It's that there's something wrong with your content, right? That's it. ICT. Ava, you're wrong. Aren't you live right now? Are you in my chat? Zach gives money to. Ooh. He will say it is Jews censoring. Yeah, that's like such a load of fucking hot garbage, dude. And it's also, and I saw Flow State when I was watching all of these sports gematria compilations. I saw Flow State like talking about how he believes that Zach actually wants to have his channels deleted in a way because it scrubs. He's like, oh no, all of the history of my predictions and possible failings has been scrubbed off the internet, and then gives him a clean slate where he can exaggerate the claims and the wins that he's had. And I personally believe that from all that I've watched at first, I'm like, okay, he's kind of like maybe schizophrenic or something, like a high functioning schizophrenic or something like that. But the fact that like he has a very vested financial interest in like gematria being true and people buying into his shit, I think that is a lot more nefarious in that he actually knows what he's doing, and he kind of knows that it's like bullshit, but he has this weird cognitive dissonance that he's built up in his head to like tell himself surface level that like, no, it is real, but it's like not actually. But then he also kind of knows that like there's gaps in this and I need to be careful with my predictions, yada yada, because it actually like, because I have a history of like he can acknowledge that he has a history of getting stuff wrong at the very least, right?
But yeah, you might have a lot of predictions, but how often are you wrong? Who cares about how often I'm wrong? The point is, and then look at the chat. I'm such
this
a great.
This is him. I think this is him fighting with his mom. It's the third most popular short on Sports Gematria. Zachary K. Hubbard can't contain his hatred for his mom. He's had multiple instances of just going off on his mom for like 10 minutes straight. At best, he is schizophrenic. At best, exactly. It's a business scam invented in the 1960s. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Watch closely. You can see like a reptilian, lizard teeth and red eyes. His lizard tongue. Damn, I don't know about all that, but I'm like, I don't tend to believe in all of like those more kind of out there conspiracy theories, but I definitely am on the train of like, believing that like there's a deeper cabal in our government, and like, you know, maybe there is a lot of like manufactured stuff behind like the C19 thing, right? Like a lot of what he says some stuff that is like valid, and you know, talks about like Klaus Schwab and what I used to be into all that when I was like reading Whitney Webb and stuff like that, like, and I'm like, I can get down with those types of theories, but then when you bring in the loony stuff, like, no offense, low, but flat earth, gematria, numerology, the reptilian stuff, like that's when I'm like, okay, this is a little bit more like in the fantasy realm versus like a reality based I don't know, you know what I'm you guys know what I mean. Like it's pretty obvious that, like, the news media is like, yeah, like people have their agendas. The billionaires own the fucking mainstream media and all this stuff. They brainwash people with numbers. Yeah, Ava then brainwashes people with numbers. Nothing he said come true. Because his thing for a while was Kamala winning. That's the wildest thing to me. Is he was like guaranteeing people that Kamala was. Also, oh yeah, I'll give you a wrench. Gimpy. Hold on. 1 second. If I can find you. Where did your account go? Ads moderator. Okay. But yeah, so basically like it blew my mind though, because I think during the COVID times, he actually popped the fuck off and was garnering a ton of success. If you look up his book on Amazon, it has like 800 something positive reviews. It's here's the book. Hold on, let's look it up on Amazon. I'm gonna show you this. I was shocked. I'm like, maybe he really is a millionaire just off of selling his book. Hold on. Numbers, games, Zachary, Hubbard, Amazon. Yeah, 4.7 stars, 816 ratings. And I actually think I remember during COVID times, I bought like one of these types of books. I bought one. It wasn't from him, but it was something about like COVID conspiracy stuff because I was getting like deep into it. And yeah, published in 2020. Yep, that seems about right. I feel like that's probably when most people were getting into this book, when they're just sitting at home being angry about the state of the world. Yeah. I ordered over 20 copies. Oh my God, bro, chill. Like, people worship this guy. They said, one of the most important books in the history of mankind. Why? Why? Like, he's just tying stuff together. I don't understand. And of course he'll say, because his cope, and people like this, their cope for everything is that, oh, you're just too low IQ. You're just too low IQ to understand. You're too brainwashed. You're too brainwashed by the mainstream media, and you'll just never be able to understand. It's like, no, there's a... like, that's just such a grand sweeping excuse for everything that you can use. That just feels like such an easy cop out. Instead of actually engaging with, like, you know, explaining why. Like, I feel like I've never had him explain, like, what is the true significance of, like, making all of these numerical connections and stuff like that. I really don't fucking get it. I'm like, okay, like 181, okay. Like, the number one, like, there's gonna be a number 47 and something, okay. Like, what can I really do with that? What can I really do with that? Because obviously it doesn't work for your sportsbook shit. You had to lower the price. He used to be charging $11 a month for this sports enthusiast thing. This is where you get access to his first 2 books, all future sports related content, and my daily podcast. So that's where you get, like, his picks and stuff for sports betting, where he says, you know, you can make thousands of dollars a month, but then also doesn't do it himself. Says that, you know, he can predict, like, Bitcoin's fluctuations, but then of course doesn't do it himself because he has a personal ethical issue with Bitcoin, but then still helps other people learn how to trade Bitcoin and stuff. So, like, it doesn't make any sense. It's like, why are you enabling other people to do that if you don't support it? And there's just so much that doesn't add up. So yeah, but he claims he made like 50 that I thought $5. Yeah, it's $5 a month now. He had to lower the price, I think. He had to lower the price because nobody's buying it, you know. He doesn't actually put up any money. Yeah. And it's like, why? If you're confident in your picks, that would be the best way to sell it. Like, if I saw him go to the Vegas casinos and do his Gematria magic, I would buy his thing in a heartbeat, right? So it's just wild to me that he still has so many supporters. This call-in show 4 days ago, it still got 4.4K views. Okay. Which isn't great for a channel with 46K subscribers, but it's not horrible. And the comments are just all, like, positive. No questioning. Alan C says, unfortunate truth is, I think it's futile trying to reach the masses. It's willful ignorance at this point. Most know deep down, but would rather be comfortably enslaved than know the truth and be free. Fear the unknown. They prefer known lies to uncomfortable truth. So the cope is just insane. And thank you, Zach. The masses, they get angry at the truth. Like, that's always the cope, is they're just mad at the truth. They don't want to accept the truth because people suck and people are evil. And it could never be a thing of maybe my ideas and my theories have a lot of holes in them, have a lot of gaps in them. No one wins. This entire community is broke still. Even a slot machine is more honest than Zachary. But yeah, Cuts, if you want to hit the link and tell the people about your experience with Zach, I would absolutely love that. Fraudmatria. He only has about 250. Okay. Oh, it's 16 a month, says Angela White. It's a religion, a cult. Humans are designated by evolution for pattern recognition. It makes us feel better and gives more meaning. It's just like I don't even understand falling into the cult because it's so boring to watch. Like I was watching a shit today and it was making me fall asleep, dude. Like just 47 is 116 days. 47 minus 12 and the number A is value 1, and just like all these like numbers and just rambling in his like monotone voice makes me want to fall the fuck asleep, bro. So how did you get into this, Cuz?
Hey, what's good, Ava? Good day to you. Thanks for inviting us to your stream, over to your channel. It's appreciated.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming over here. It helps the channel.
Oh yeah,
out.
for sure.
So how did you get into Zachary?
Well, there's actually like a greater quote-unquote truth community like way back in the day on YouTube, and we all kind of like collaborated and worked together, putting out like kind of truth research type stuff, and everybody has their own different style, you know what I mean? And
yeah.
My old research was always primarily based around like science research type information regarding like synthetic biology. So we have a bunch of other mutual friends on YouTube.
Wait, hold on a second. Is there anything you can do to fix your audio? Because I don't know if it's just me, but it's like kind of crackling.
It's probably because I have my window up and the outside noise is coming in. Is it better?
No, it's like it almost sounds like you have headphones plugged in, but they're not quite plugged in all the way, and it's like creating the same noise that.
Damn, it's because I'm on the audio through my car. I don't know if I can.
Can you disconnect from the Bluetooth, maybe, or?
Maybe. It really doesn't work very good if I do it like that, and I don't know if I can actually. Hold on, let me try. I don't want to take over your whole show. Either,
no, dude, this is
doing really good.
Dude.
Sure, that's hilarious.
Thank you. No, I want to hear your story, like the personal experiences of people that have fallen for it and then seen through his shit. I think is the highlight of the show.
You know, in the back of my mind, I never really bought into his rhetoric. Like, I always knew, like, deep down in my heart that there was something weird about what he was doing, like, about the rhetoric. But I couldn't really pinpoint it, like, that easily. But I've come to realize that, like, what I've always known deep down is that the truth about Gematria is Hebrew. Like, I always knew that.
Yeah.
And I thought there was something to it where it was like the same thing or something, but it's really not.
So what did he do when you left and you started making content speaking out against him? Like,
you know,
what happened in terms of people saying?
I basically had some like close relationship with someone from the community, and then like they started like being hella faulty towards me, and then I still put up with it for hella long, and I didn't go against them until one day Quackery comes out and he like threatens me to everyone and tells everyone to like start harassing me and threatening me. And then after that I was like, all right, fuck you, it's on. But that's what it was. He basically came out one day. He's like, these trolls need to go into wood chipper. They need cement shoes. He's like, they're like 8 sports Gematria cuts. He's like 86 them, everyone. And then after that, they all started like terroristically harassing me and doxing me and threatening me to the point of like doxing me at my work and telling people to come shoot me in the face at my work. That's like straight up terrorism. Like, I'm sorry, but that's like that's ridiculous. And I'm still here, and I got to work here.
Why? Why
Oh,
specifically
now-
did they get like? What was the thing that made them the most
No,
triggered?
they do this as a status quo, as a standard. Like, even when I was in their community, in their cult, they were doing this to other people like 24/7. Like, anyone they could find within their own community that does better wrong gematria or worse or wronger gematria than they do, they'll have their little cult people do their little streams, and literally on their streams they'll just be like, this one, that one, this one and that one, this woman, their baby, like this one and that one, this one and that one needs a bullet to the head, blah 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 blah, and just like doxing them and everything. And I thought it was like funny trolling for a while, but I didn't realize they were like, it was like dead serious, like cult status.
Wow.
And I've seen them fraud like hell of fucking basically every single person that went to New York with Zachary, he's frauded. Except for like the diehard. Except for like he slanders them. He just starts making up lies. He'll slander them. Dude, he slandered a woman who brought her kid with her to New York, a daughter, a lady and a daughter, a mom and a daughter. He like frauded them like when we were still in New York. He's like, yeah, you brought her. He just like unloaded all her business and saying this and that and just like degenerated her to the point where they all started like threatening, trolling her. Like when we were all still together. It's like, dude, what in the fuck is this shit? So he'll fraud a shit ton of people and he'll just walk down the way and fraud everyone else.
What do you mean when you say fraud?
Basically, he's lying to you. He's lying about gematria and what gematria actually is, and all of his rhetoric is fake and bad. So, like, even if you agree with him and go along with it, he's still frauding you. You're just not aware of it yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I've seen him like just slander someone for no reason. Like, he slandered some friend of ours, a woman, some lady named Angel, after she gave him like $500 donation.
Why would I'm just like, do you
For
think
no
he just has
logic?
no
Not,
anger?
I don't know why. It doesn't. There's no zero logical explanation for it except that he's purely a fraudster.
He just can't stand anybody questioning anything that he says.
Dude, no, even if they go along with him, he'll still fraud them and be like, you learned it from me. Like, I'm your teacher. Blah, 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 blah. My gematria you got from me. You owe me your whole channel. Or like, where's my cut? Where's my 10%? Blah, 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 blah.
Oh my god, this reminds
The dude is
this reminds me so much of Bridge. Wow.
The dude is like,
he seems like it. He seems like he's like he has this very like calm but like serious and sensitive. I mean, just the way that he talks to his mom to me is like the most surprising.
Sitting here with my homie.
But Angela Cuts has insane research disproving gematria. I mean, it's like you don't even need insane research. Like, you just kind of see through it, like by seeing what he's choosing. Like, he's very particular about what he's choosing. Every time he does a calculation, he'll choose something that's convenient to give him the number
Dude,
that he wants. It's like arbitrary.
It's very convincing, his rhetoric. Like, it seems legit if you didn't know any better.
Yeah, I'm like, if I had like gone down that pipeline, yeah, I couldn't see. I don't think I'm above anything. Like, I could potentially fall for that shit too. Yeah.
It's almost kind of hard even to debunk his gematria, but not really, because if you go back and take a careful more look at some of his rhetoric,
again, dude. She's talking.
It's basically all wrong. Like, everything he's saying is a lie. There's not even one thing that he's claiming that's legit.
Yeah, well, and it's like the thing with gematria, as I've like done my research, it seems like the way it's very much similar to like religion in the sense that they have these cop-outs and these excuses when they get something wrong. They can just say like, oh, well, I must have chosen the wrong number, or they changed the timeline, whoever's controlling it, right? Or that like it was symbolic or spiritual, not literal, or they didn't decode it right, or
like,
or yeah.
Double coded quack. whenever they get it wrong. No, that's what he does. He doesn't do predictions. He puts out little codes for both scenarios, and then he says he predicted it because he made both of them.
You're really slowing up. Can you fix it?
But okay, I appreciate you so much for coming up, Cuts, and telling your story and getting the truth out there about what they're doing.
Yeah, there's so much more. It's for me to like, I could go off on it about like forever, but like
I would like to have you up here longer, but the audio quality is bad. I think it's kind of chasing people.
Yeah,
away.
let me dip out for now, and I'll try to resolve it and come back if I can. But it's a good show. Good stream. I just appreciate it. I'm gonna hop off and try to see if anyone else comes on or whatever. I'll try to come back.
That was good.
Right.
Appreciate you. Angela White, if you want to come up, you're welcome to share your story as well. Is the dude living in his... I don't know. I'm like... I feel like a lot of people that get into this, like, Gematria... Wow, I can't believe the numbers just immediately went up as the audio improved. That sucks. Because I think he had a lot of good things to say, like a lot of experiences that should be shared. Newsflash, Brian Koberger pleads guilty to all counts in Idaho College murders case. Whoa. I barely okay, Cut says no, I'm not living in the car. Maybe he was car camping or something. Ava, check DM. We're running. Okay. Let me check my DM real quick. This is Cut's ex-girlfriend who is still in the Gematria cult and now talks down on him and stalks him in defense of Zachary. Ask him about her or even DM her to come up for more content. Now, Trekkie, is she like a public figure? This chick is in it. She's damn. She has Zach in her bio, bro. This is culty. And this is weird. I don't know if I can share it. Or if she might like privacy strike this. I can just go back and blur it later, I guess. Okay. I love, dude, Trekkie, how the fuck do you have all this just right at your fingertips? Look at, in her bio, Zach's robot is the first sentence in her bio. I feel like as an internet person, that's the equivalent of having Zach like tattooed on your forehead or some shit, dude. Zach rat doxed cuts. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we've just found out here. And I guess that's like a consistent thing that they do. So do you have any experiences with like them doing it to people that come on your panel, CT? Because I know that like Gimpy and stuff have also been speaking out against Zach. But let's finish this one of like him talking about his mom. I don't know why it just got like that. This is him talking about his mom.
Jack, I'm such a great mother. And tell him all the great things I've done. Like my mom likes antagonizing people. I'm having a bad day and I say, Mom, I just want to be alone in my room. What's she want to do? Come in, bother. Start just like looking through my stuff. You got something in here?
Does he live with his mom? I thought he was a millionaire. Like, why does he live with his mom? Does she have like, I don't know, Alzheimer's or something? So he's taking care of her? Or is he talking about his childhood here?
Here? Did you not just hear that I said I'm having a
Don't
bad...
worry, Jeremy. We're talking about you next, Jeremy. So I know you'll be able to, your little narcissistic ass will be able to handle that. We're going to pivot to Jeremy in a second.
That day and I want to be alone. Just like, that's who she is. And then she thinks she's a great mother. I raised my daughter. Yeah, you raised a psychopath. And my dad,
a psychopath and a alleged con artist.
chat right now. Oh, your dad's an asshole. It's like all the guy does is work and try to do everything for you, and then all you do is come home and talk shit. No, sorry, mom. Sorry, mom. Just disappear from the chat. Here's who my mom is. Jack, I want for your birthday, I want to pay for new blinds for your house. And I say, no, mom, you're having money troubles. I can pay for the blinds. No.
Mad at his mom for her offering to pay for his blinds? She's a I love when grown men talk about their room. That crazy woman filmed herself making a voodoo doll of me? Of you? A voodoo doll of me and putting it in the freezer next to the voodoo doll she made of Zach. Was it a cute voodoo doll? Damn, that's on my bucket list. I hope she makes one of me too now. Because I'm like, doll making is fun, like making cute little. I wanted to make like a, the Coraline movie, like that children's movie Coraline. In the beginning of it, they show like the evil witch lady. She's making like voodoo dolls of Coraline and stuff. And I was like, I wanted to do like a fun little like Halloween DIY project in crochet, something like that. But damn, that's funny. That's funny that she thinks that like that is intimidating at all. Like that's actually crazy. Like she's seriously doing that. Like she's not doing that as a joke. She's not doing that for content. She's just actually seriously doing that and trying to intimidate you with her black magic. Here's the link. Hold on. He hates her and calls her an ugly witch. She's banned from his channel. Yep, I'm not kidding. That's so funny. There was a chick that like one time was threatening to do black magic on me because I pissed her off on Discord, and she said that she was gonna like put a curse on me. And it's funny because I am like super, super blessed lately. What's up, Gimby? Wait, you're muted.
Yeah, sorry. What's up? Good show.
Dude, I didn't even know how deep you were in this until I was watching that like most recent edit from Sports Gematria. And I'm like, oh dang, like Gimby has had a lot of conversations with Zach. And
Zach hates me. I confound him at every turn. Dude,
yeah.
The thing that the best part about Zach in recent history, and I only know narrow compared to his cultists, is the debate with what's his face, because he got trounced in a public. Like, the critics gave him a winning score, but the audience gave him the big loss, and he spent months. To this day, he gets on CT's channel and still talks about that debate.
Yeah, he hasn't been going up as much on CT though. If I'm or I don't watch that much.
No, recently you're right, but
observation.
No, it's good, correct for the short term, but right before this, there was a burst where he was there every day.
Yeah, I remember that. Like he had become a main character, and like there was like one time when I tuned in, there was like one time when he actually said something funny, and that happened to be like the one time that I tuned in, and I was like, okay, this guy's pretty cool. And then once I found his channel and found out more about him, I was like, oh, opposite. You're actually fucking borderline evil.
Well,
yeah,
he's just a grifter. Like, not for nothing, he has a system that he sells. At best, he's schizophrenic like John Nash and sees a pattern in everything that we don't see, right? And this Gematria nonsense. The way, right? You remember A Beautiful Mind, that movie? You ever see it? Okay, whatever. The dude's drawing all over the window, his math, right? Like that's what
yeah.
Zach is doing, because like you were saying earlier, it's random association between this number and that number, whether it's this cipher or that cipher. There's so much shifting data. It has no anchor. Like scientifically, if you want to measure something, you have to have like a fixed variable, right? Something that doesn't change amongst all the things. So that's the starting point for measurement. He has none of that, and none of what he says holds up to that. And winning on his gambling, dude, have you seen him offer his picks? He swore Kamala Harris would be instilled as the president for a day at least, to just say he's not 47, to steal that number because of the ritual of the Jesuits. And I'm sorry, Jesuits are Jews in the Catholic Church. It's just a way for him, because he hates that his father's possibly of the tribe. I mean, he says it. Yeah, that his dad might be, because it's Rosenberg or whatever is his last name.
Whoa. So he is potentially what he hates the most.
Well, I mean, he'd be bastard by the my people's standards, a half breed, but yeah.
Jesus.
I mean, that's what there's a
Jesus,
word
man.
for it in Hebrew. There's literally a word for it in Hebrew. What he is being.
So like, what is he when you like? Do you think that he's like legitimately convinced of
He
what he's
believes
saying?
his own drink. Haven't you listened to him? He has to, otherwise his reality crumbles. And he's surrounded by enablers. He has a wife. They have a kid together. He has property.
Yeah, what? I was gonna do. I was thinking. I don't know if you saw the very beginning bit that I did for the show, but I part of me wanted to do but I'm like, no, I think that would actually be kind of messed up to do. But like, do like an AI generated thing of like Zach in bed with his like just some
my
random
God.
lady you call his wife, and just be like,
The thumbnail is killer, though.
It's June 30th, baby. It's 222 days into the year. That's the signifier of Aphrodite. Just like Gematria foreplay.
That's
you know what I'm
sounds
saying?
like. Yeah.
And I'm like, I also wanted to go to the casino, and like I didn't have time to do this, but I wanted to go to the casino and like print out like some I don't know, some QR codes to direct these gamblers to his sports book thing and help him out a little, because I do see that, you know, he's constantly complaining about how the money and the numbers are dwindling.
Dude, when you tell people they're stupid unless they listen to you, because this is the key to his grift. If you ever listen to it carefully, he will tell you that something in the news is fake and artificially created by the rulers of the world, this unique they, right? The Jesuits. Oh, dude, that would be so sad. 25, 47. It's 42,
It's always 47.
Always, or 42 is his favorite number too, man. He has white savior complex to a whole nother level.
Oh no.
But then he'll tell you that everything you hear is fake about this fact, right? This news story. It's all about these numbers. He decodes it retroactively, whatever, and it becomes a part of this greater conspiracy. Then when you challenge it with any reality whatsoever, he cites you sources that line up with his alternative history, right? So then it becomes that nothing is true unless he says it's true, and he is the only arbiter of truth. And if you don't agree with him, you're a stupid idiot. Sorry, I was almost.
Yeah, no, I noticed that he says that you're stupid or that you're just completely brainwashed.
You're not smart enough to understand.
Yeah, the stupid is like the go-to. 42 watching now. Guys, the Illuminati and the Jesuits are censoring this content. They don't want you to hear it. They don't want you to hear it. Sources that is wrong element. Yeah, I saw that with the Andrew Wilson debate too. Is like he shows like his number.
Dude, and then he'll arbitrarily say he won. By the way, Ava, I just won your podcast. We weren't competing, but I won. And I'm gonna go around for a month telling everybody that I won. And if anybody disagrees, they're stupid.
I was shocked. All of the comments in his comment section too. Like they were all like, yeah, you definitely won. Sarah the Raging Tomato is a bimbo whore and all this stuff. I'm like, okay, bro, like you're gonna call Sarah the Raging Tomato a bimbo? Like
Dude, they're cultists.
She's a Catholic, like conservative woman.
But I don't know her, but from what I hear about her, she's a very nice lady and no one complains. But
she's smart. I disagree with her on a lot of stuff.
He's a cult leader. He's surrounded by just enablers, down to his wife.
I want to show people the intro to this.
Sports Gematria coming in with the Big Ten. Zach wrongly picked the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl.
No.
Notre Dame to win the college football championship. He picked 9 drivers for the Daytona 500 who all lost and said Biden.
Which is also everything he just said is false.
So you didn't have Chiefs? You didn't have Notre Dame? Come on, man.
He blatantly lies. That's the most dangerous. And then there's Gippy.
All year he was talking about how the Chiefs are going to win. The Gematria proves it. Blah 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 blah. When it came, he has nothing but mental gymnastics. While he lost. I miss my beard.
Dude, so it's a grift. Stop playing games. You win as good as anyone else.
Where's Andrew Wilson? Here we go.
Dude, this kid is if he's not schizophrenic, he is a bold-faced liar.
I want him to come up.
You say his name 3 times like Candyman.
On August 29th, 2014.
That's got to be some kind of Gematria thing, right? If I say the name Zachary Hubbard, Zachary K. Hubbard, 138 138. He does have he
42,
actually does
Zach.
have the same number as Donald Trump. I didn't make that up. But
No,
he's
dude,
like,
some
I
of the
can
shit has
see-
to be true. Like Ava, right? Like if he doesn't have some truth that's anchorable in something you can like see in
Yeah.
some fashion, that's why it's always retroactive, because it's easy to frame the argument, right? Like, have you ever noticed he shows you these very neatly curtailed pages that he makes, right? And he tries to treat them as source articles. Dude, that's your own work. That's your bullshit that you're passing off as a legitimate source. You can't do that. That's not how that works.
Assassination on March 15th.
He's like, he's a really frustrating, like, because I remember I've argued with types of people like this. Like when I was, I remember there's like one night I was just like tweaked out, and I was like, I went on this random panel. It literally had like 6 viewers, and it was like this guy very similar to Zachary, but he had his own conspiracy. I can't even remember what it was now, but like it's like you'd argue with him and it would just go in circles. Like every point that you made, you'd just be like, no, you don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. And we went in circles for like 2 hours on the 6 viewer stream, and he just like roped me in because it was so frustrating talking to him. And like it just,
you know what enlightenment was?
I wish I could find that. Like it was so brutal to engage in, so dishonest. It's like you make a good point and it just goes in one ear and out the other, and it's like they can't even engage in like rational conversation.
Most people live in a narrative to support what they already believe. And this enlightenment, by the way, when you reach enlightenment, it's when you start realizing those people are the equivalent of home appliances. They're toasters.
Sounds like Riz to me.
You have to treat these people like you would with your home. Like if your refrigerator broke, you just replace it. You wouldn't argue with it. I'm sorry, like that's what it is.
You
right.
didn't predict Obama's assassination October 19th, 2015. Never happened. You predicted the Obama or Trump assassination around 2016 U.S. election. Wrong again. Right? You've basically been wrong about most of the more credible predictions that I can find you making.
Look at
Now
this,
make a
it's
prediction
rocking
for
back
me,
and forth.
and give me specificity with the prediction. Waiting for that specific prediction. You're never
I'm
going to
showing
get
you how we make predictions.
Yeah, I know. Can you give me one though?
And then it's like that he does the same thing. All of like these guys that have really rigid beliefs that don't actually want to engage in a conversation and just want to like convince you and convince the audience and not actually have like a good faith debate. What they always do this thing of like they don't just directly answer the question. They just continue to ramble, and it's like it feels like you're just talking to a wall, and they just have their scripts that they have to say, and like you can just see how much he can't really like engage with even like his own arguments and beliefs on like a higher level. It's like he's just reading a script. He's just reading like the basic like list charts 122 645 and we can see that it's like, but he can't like answer a question directly. He has to just go through his mental script, it's like there's not like critical thinking skills. Dalmatian just went live on his channel.
That you are never gonna fucking make a specific prediction on this program today. It's never gonna happen because you're a fraud. No fucking prediction.
Can I make a prediction
So
here?
Yeah, you want to make a prediction?
Yeah, there's a real chance that because I came on your show, talked about Zach, he shows up tomorrow on CT's show to talk shit about me. Like, dude, I won't even be on the show the whole day, and he'll bring my name into the conversation for no reason.
You can understand.
Dude compares his life to mine. He once asked CT, what does Gimpy have that I don't have? That was interesting.
Oh, wow. He wants your position.
I don't wake up thinking about Zach ever, so I think my life's better off than his. But yeah, you have to know what they did to this dude down here is unheard of, man. Like I looked into it when they showed up on CT stream, right? Like I did background research. So he got mixed up with them. He makes friends with them. They bring him in as a friend. He helped some people out with some money. When it came to be reciprocal, come do and whatever. This is all the stuff that he didn't tell you. they all turned on him, stuck him in the back, walked off with his loot, and then it became that whole doxing nightmare that he's talking about. Just so you have some context.
I'm just like, who has like the time to like dedicate
Cultists.
so much time to like harass?
Cultists. That's what I wanted to get into about his rhetoric, and I don't know if I can express this or say it like basically the gematria that he's teaching in the 4 ciphers is not an actual methodology of gematria whatsoever at all. There's literally no such thing as it, except for its new gematria. The only definition you can find for what he's actually doing is something called new gematria is the most legit only definition of what he's doing. Because if you look it up, like per definition, gematria is Hebrew, and there's like a ton of different methods of doing it. And I'm not an expert on it, so I'm not going to try to sit here and explain Hebrew gematria and what it is. And then when you look down in the definition, you come across what he's doing, something called English gematria, right? And if you go hit that hyperlink and go read what it is, it doesn't, there is not one person historically that was ever doing English gematria in the way that he's proclaiming. Like, they made that calculator.
Why? Why is he doing it that way? Why would he not be doing it the way that would be like most credible? That would make more money, right?
The closest thing to English gematria that what he's doing is a cipher. Let me see if I can remember which one it is. It's the cipher of like it's like septennian, or I forget what it's called, but it's like the alphabet divided into 7, I believe.
Okay.
And it's the one that Aleister Crowley was doing that he made it. That's where Zachary claims he got his gematria from, right? Aleister Crowley, which is
I saw that.
But do you understand what that means? He read this book about numerology. Okay, so really, really quick for you, Ava. I don't want to bore your audience to death. So Gematria is the mysticism that Jews believe that there's a hidden numeric code. It's the Bible code, right? You've heard of that before, the Bible code. That's what Gematria is. It's a part of the Bible code. Stuff hidden in what you would consider the Old Testament and original biblical Hebrew, right? Each letter has a numeric value, and those values appear throughout, and it predicts backwards, right? Like the only real way they ever decipher it is they use things in it to talk about things that already happened, right? It's like the same sort of thing that they do. Whether it's true, it's not, whatever, you can talk about your mysticism. That's a personal belief thing, right? Like, I'm just so you understand what Gematria is, but it's limited to this numeric cipher for the Old Testament. It's not other Jewish books. It's just the Torah. So then this guy Crowley writes a book about that and how you can apply numerology like that, number system, to other languages, right? And English and the whole English system. And then from that, Zach develops his 4 cipher system that he talks about. That's why he's so latched on to it. Because he invented it, right? Like, he created this whole system, and he spent a decade now trying to get people to believe him, because either he believes his own bullshit or he thinks he should get paid. Honestly, I would think he thinks he should get paid, because on the last time he was on CT's show, he said if it wasn't for my people, he'd have made 2 million instead of 1 million.
Wait, hold on 1 second.
Take your time. Sorry, folks. I don't want to bore you with this, but that's like, just so you understand who Zach is, really, right? Like, so you have a good, clear, accurate context. He's been doing this to people for 10 years. He says he gives it away for free, that he should be praised and lauded.
I can't hear you guys.
No worries.
So yeah, that's exactly correct what Gimpy's saying. Basically, the gematria that he's teaching you, what gematria is, and he's your gematria teacher or whatever, is not legitimate. That's not what it is. Like, it's not even real English gematria. Real English gematria would be like if you were a thelemic Aleister Crowley occultist that like spends his time at the Manly P. Hall Library, and then you're like, you would be doing the septenary cipher or whatever it is, which is on the calculator, but that's not what they're teaching you what gematria is. And it's not even any of that. Aleister Crowley was trying to put Hebrew Gematria into English and he couldn't do it. That's what it was.
Because your audio is so bad. I gotta take you down. It's still just doing the same thing. But the Gematrians are gonna leak your nudes for coming at Zach Ava. There are no nudes to leak. I don't know. Actually, there's
Dude,
like one
there's
one really bad butt pic that I sent like 2 years ago. There's one. That was before I started going to the gym, brand new to the internet. Yeah. But you know, I'm like,
They'll
I'm
come
about to be-
after you for the thumbnail, lady.
I'm about to be you know who made that thumbnail?
It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, right. EB3 is like hella active in my Discord server. I think that he has like beef with CT or something though.
Oh, dude,
But
those guys have all sorts of beef. They made story content for him. How he actually feels about it, only he knows.
yeah,
Those guys and him, yeah, Dr. Chink and all them, they were interesting cats.
it's so interesting the different sectors on YouTube of like these like old like middle-aged men fighting and debating and trying to like, you know, I don't like maintain their egos by like winning in these like stupid religious debates that get like a couple hundred viewers. And then there's like the middle-aged woman sector, which is the true trauma. Shit's going down over there right now. If Ava's still
No,
going.
but the men doing what they're doing is what they've always done, right? Like my dad's generation, they went to like the VFW or whatever, and they sat around arguing like that. There's just the new forum. If you put a bunch of old middle-aged men together, that's all we do is we argue about nonsense.
It's an inside look of like the different demographics and like what they. But then there's also like a group of middle-aged men that like just beef with each other and like talk shit.
Yeah, but that's normal.
That's more like the black sector though. Like
I don't know. There's
the
all
black
sorts of beefs on YouTube. I think Zach beefs with everyone.
Yeah, which I'm like, damn, I'm sure it helps his channel like to a certain extent, like, but it's like when it's all just controversy and you don't have any positive relationships with any collaborator, like that's a huge red flag that there's something deeply wrong with you. And it seems like he has no ability to like reflect inwardly. Like it's always that like the algorithm, there's always somebody else's fault. He's always the victim, and even his followers are like convinced that like he's just the victim, that he's being censored. The like people just get angry at the truth.
You know that he's because he's a narcissist.
Yeah, that's what I believe. That is what I believe.
That
after
he's
this.
surrounded by cult level enablers, so he can walk around telling everyone they're stupid and believe that that's true every minute of every day.
Like the algorithm is directed towards all the mindless streamers, so you're not in the algorithm. It's like it's unfortunate the news side of your work is largely without greater recourse, but it isn't on you, Zach. It isn't on you, Zach.
How about judge him by his haters? Look at Cuts. Measure him by that the people he's negatively impacted and how their lives have changed as a result. I mean, Cuts has legal issues because of his interactions.
I wouldn't even call them haters. I hate when people just minimize that to haters. This is like there's like a lot of different people that I'm critical of, and like they're just you're just a hater. You're just it's like no, it's just being in touch with reality and sharing like the unsavory facts. Like I don't know, they just reduce it to haters and trolls. It's never anybody giving any like valid type of criticism. If I had a hammer in the morning, and I'd take the numerical value of each letter and the name of the hammer manufacturer and add them up. Absolutely base XP. You should go check out Zachary K. Hubbard. My point was that if he was being sincere about what he claims, he would teach the Gematria properly and say it's a practice from the occult, not Jesuits per historical facts. I see. Yeah. It's just this all.
Yeah, but everybody's got a conspiracy they sell. It doesn't matter. The occult could be to be fair, I always try and look at the argument both ways, right? To see how crazy Zach really is. But you can arguably say that it was created by the occult, adopted by these crazy people who now use it to run the world, right? Like if you want to draw the insane argument. But again, I just return to the fact enlightenment is when you realize 80% of the people you come across are no smarter than your toaster oven. They can't help it. I don't care. I'm not being mean about it, but that's the facts. You're going to realize this as you get older, that most people are just too stupid to get by. That's why they act the way they do. And a lot of
say that. I would more say like they're like emotionally stunted or like have too many mental problems to get by. So I'm like, in my personal, I would like to believe in my personal experience that that's why.
Yeah, but you're not
I'm
stupid
not in college yet. Exactly. I think a lot of people are like.
Yeah, but college is that's not what I'm saying. You're measuring it the wrong way. Objectively, 80% of the people you meet will not be able to comprehensively think and put thoughts together in a critical way. You will see that.
80%? You think 80%?
Most people are drones. They need to be told. They can't accomplish it without getting.
Why do you think that is? Because like the average IQ is like 100, right?
I have no idea, lady. I'm sorry, I don't. But the fact is anybody who's run anything and had to organize people for any type of event, business, work, they will tell you you literally have to draw it in crayon for most people. Only a small handful of people can rise to the top. Otherwise, everyone would succeed. Life would be easier because everyone can achieve it. Right? Like if you work in a system where people have to put in, yes, I understand all the blocks and the things that you want to talk about, but I'm saying in its fundamental nature, right? If everyone puts in, then everyone can achieve. There are literally people who don't put in our system by design. So that's all I'm saying is that you'll realize that about 80% of the people you come across are no more useful than your toaster oven. You don't have to trust me now.
That's a very depressing sentiment, but do you think maybe that's because you're online more though? Or are you basically
I have a whole life over here. No, I have a whole life. I have a job. A boss. Like literally, I manage people, daily problems. I've been across multiple sectors. Like I have a whole life. Internet is not where I make my basis of judgment. It just seals the deal, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
Dude, I have had a guy who has told us that he wants a feature develop, right? He wants the company to develop the spinach language, and he insisted it's spinach, not Spanish. It's spinach. For an hour, he fought with the owner of the company that they need the spinach language. His whole life, he thinks it's spinach. It's not Spanish. And he was serious, dude. I'm not joking at all. Like this is a serious thing. I had a guy. A black veteran.
Like people that say library, but even worse.
Yeah, I had a black veteran, Navy veteran, very decent guy otherwise, and an old white man recorded on a line for an 11-minute call to a service desk. 7 of those minutes, the two of them were arguing the difference between black people and white people lips on a recorded line at work for no reason whatsoever. And then they topped it off talking about beaks, saying birds have lips. They both could agree that birds have lips. So when they fired him, I had to tell him at that meeting that birds have beaks.
You're like, that's the reason why you got fired.
Dude attacked me. He jumped across the table and attacked me.
Jesus, dude. People see that's what I'm saying with like emotional issues.
I'm just telling you, you're going to realize that about 80% of the people are just not functioning correctly. Whatever you want to attribute it to, they're like faulty toaster
I wonder
ovens.
if it's different if you go to like I wonder what my experience would be of the percentage of stupidity if I went to like Finland or Norway or Sweden, like somewhere where
you'll get a same 20 everywhere. Oh yeah, I think it's a universal norm that about 80% of the people don't want to put the effort in to do what it takes to be competent. Excuse me.
Why would you if you don't have to? You know, it's like the human thing.
Dude, we created a society
to get by.
Bored laziness.
We're too tired and fucking. I don't know. Just want to choose like entertainment and fun over everything.
But again, I'm not trying to hijack your show. I'm just saying, like, you should realize that the reason why guys like Zach are successful in any measure is because most people are looking for an answer that someone else.
Oh, yes. Oh my God.
And Zach gives people if you win a couple, imagine if you're lost, right? You just had a bad breakup. Money was an issue in your relationship, right? You have 20 bucks left and you're scrolling YouTube. And this guy tells you, pick the Browns. Here's the number, all this. but bet it this way, right? Because he always tells you how to bet it, right? You do go and you win 100 times your money, right? It's one of the ones that pay off in the 40 or whatever percentile, and you score big. You'll sell your whole soul for that system for the rest of your life because you won once.
Yeah. I can see that. I mean, you absolutely are right now that you put it in that frame of mind of like, how did certain people have such dedicated bases of followers? Like, what blows my mind is like in the like applicable to people that follow Zach and stuff, like how dedicated people are that follow him. But then also, yeah, people that follow like the Thorps, people that follow Healthy Family Force, people that follow these like true crama women that just sit online talking shit all day, and they'll send them hundreds of thousands of dollars. There's like a few people
looking
that
for
do
a
that.
prophet and a savior. That's the whole point of look. This is the atheist's argument that's what organized religion is. You know, I'm a believer myself, but that's the atheist argument that organized religion is just grifting on people's need to get an answer. So Zach is no different than some guy 200 years ago who said he was a prophet, you know, or he spoke to God in a dream after doing a dose.
That's kind of what I believe. Like most of those like religious prophets that come like, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go as far as to say like with the more mainstream. I mean, I would assume probably like Muhammad was that guy.
But that's what I'm saying. Like there's an argument to be made when you apply critical thought to things. You get different conclusions than other people would say you should, right? But in a world that everybody doesn't want to think, they don't care. They'll just take the answer that's being handed to them, and they'll tell you you're the crazy one because you make up a smaller number.
Okay, I'm gonna end. I super appreciate you coming on, Gimpy.
All right, I gotta go anyhow. I gotta do popping politics.
It's okay. I just have Jeremy that just hit the backstage here, and Jeremy is wanting to get an invite to Ruvalo Con. So yes,
yeah. Well, good luck with that. Have fun.
We're gonna see if he's qualified for that. Any final words though?
Thanks for having me on. It was a fun time.
Appreciate you. Thanks for coming.
No worries.
Okay. So Jeremy texted me today. Jeremy was actually last night on a panel looking at plane tickets to South Carolina to join Ruvalo. He's very serious about this. He's been texting me strange images of 4th of July swimwear. He really wants to be one of the girls. So let's see if Jeremy can convince us here that he deserves
Well, let's
an
just start
invite.
off with chat. Chat, do you think I got what it takes to be a part of the girls' trip? You guys know me pretty well at this point.
But
show them
got
the
what it takes in what way you need to be a girl.
Yeah, show them the Speedo. That's close enough. I mean, I don't got to wear like a bikini and everything, right? So
I'm surprised by how much butt coverage it has.
I know. I was kind of disappointed. I want to.
You would buy this Speedo.
Yes, I kind of want one that's a little more revealing, honestly.
Yeah, you need one with the thong back, dude.
I know, right?
Thong.
Well, I'll keep
Can we see the ass right now?
You want to see it right now? It looks pretty good. I'm in my underwear. It's super hot out.
We can't have you outshine us. Like if there's a dude with us, like he needs to have a smaller butt.
Honestly, that could be a problem. Do you see it?
Yes, pretty juicy.
Yeah. I put on some weight.
Why are you
last time you saw me, I was only
Yeah,
like
I can
160 pounds. I'm 180 pounds now.
Damn, what's been going on? Why are you?
I've just been eating healthy, working out.
Eating healthy, so you've gained weight. Eating. Wait, what?
Yeah, I wanted to gain weight.
Okay. You're trying to do like a bulk.
Yeah, no, I did a bulk.
It doesn't round butt for a white boy. So have you been doing that kind of in preparation? When did you get this idea that you're like now all of a sudden, you know, the girls trip is about to happen and now you're like, I want to join?
I just want to go
Like,
on
why didn't you bring
vacation.
this up earlier?
I was talking to
just went into
Dalmatian Doug. Well, I was talking to
included.
Dalmatian Doug, and he was flirting with the idea of going down, but he kept saying a bunch of stupid reasons why not.
He's not invited anymore. He's leaking text. He's leaking text messages.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Well, that's what I was saying. I called him out. I was like, why are you being such a bitch? Why don't you just commit to it? It's a 5-hour drive. And he's just like, oh, well, I don't know, guys. Ruby might not, give me a blowjob. So I told him I would do it
Ruby?
if Get Cracked
wait,
pays
you
for
want
it.
a BJ from Ruby now?
Yeah, right? I thought you guys were.
I thought it was me
Anyways.
he wanted a BJ from.
He's all over the place. Anyways, Get Crack came
There's
out
no
and
consistency.
said he was interested. I looked up plane tickets. It's only $200. That's nothing.
What? That's a one way though.
I know.
Because mine was
right?
almost 500.
Yeah. How long you plan on staying?
A few days.
I
think we
got
have
some friends
like
out there.
2 or 3 full days. You have some friends, yeah? Girlfriends or guy
Yeah.
friends?
Both. I'll probably turn mine into
How
like
do you
a full
how do you
2
have
week.
how do you have friends out there? I didn't think you had friends.
I used to get in with a lot of people on. I guess you could just call it the boy, but yeah, no, I know
internet
some
friend.
people out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Other
who are your
streamers.
internet friends?
I'm not gonna drop
Streamers, what other
names.
streamers?
I'm not dropping names.
Well, shit. See, this is your selling point, Jeremy. Is that if you have these connections, then maybe you will be invited.
Right, but I don't have
But we
any
need
confirmation
to
yet,
know
so I
what the
can't really
connections are.
advertise. Like this is fresh off of yesterday. So D-Dog said that he would consider a double date, me, you, Ruby, and him, if I got you on board. And I don't know, a few other things. I can't remember what exactly. That would be fun, right?
So, well, are you gonna go on a date with Ruby? Or I love that this is this incel channel just fantasizing about double dates and
No,
stuff.
Ava, you and I would be going
women
on the
that don't
date.
want that.
Apparently, Dalmatian's mad at you. If Dalmatian wants to have you as his date,
Yeah, I'm
that's
mad at
fine.
him. Yeah.
Yeah, so you and I can be dates. Him and Ruby would be dates.
Okay,
And
but
it'll just
like,
be
if you're
funny.
my date, are you gonna be willing to fight Dalmatian for me? Stand up to
Yeah.
me for
Whatever you
stand up
want,
to my
babes.
enemies.
Whatever you want.
Yeah. What happened to Chuckles, Jeremy?
She's not talking to me anymore. She's
Because of
distracted with the war. It's the war in Iran.
war.
Oh, and because I'm immature. She said I'm immature.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you're a firecracker. You're a firecracker,
Yeah, no, I
Jeremy.
don't deny it. So we're good to go? Can I go ahead and buy my plane ticket? We're good?
You're not a girl. Like, the most that you'd be able to do is come on our, you have a little segment with us, but you're not staying in the Airbnb with us.
Well, of course not. Yeah, I would never want to share a bathroom with you guys.
Why is
Women
that?
are nasty because you women are nasty. No, I can
Are you
afford a
kidding me?
hotel.
Men's
I'll get my own hotel.
bathrooms? Okay. Yeah.
I'll get my own
I
hotel.
think you're
And
afraid
like I
of
said, I
the
know
scent.
people out
I think
there.
you're afraid of the scent of a woman, Jeremy. I think that's
Are
why
you daring me to stay with you? I'll stay with
scared
you
of our
guys. I don't give a fuck. I'll stay in there with you guys. I'm not afraid.
You
Sounds
see,
like you're
I'm
inviting me to stay with you guys.
I still can't even tell if you're being serious about this.
I'm totally serious. I got the next month off. I got no plans.
If you want to fly out and you want to get a hotel and then hang out with us just for a day,
Get
you
cracked.
could
That's
be
a
my
yes.
guest.
All
Be
right.
my guest.
All
Crack
right.
is
I'll
gonna
see you.
Crack is gonna fly you out. Do we get to see you in a bikini though? That is the question.
You'll have to pay for that.
But
We'll
the
see.
Speedo.
I'll do the Speedo.
But you'll do the
yeah,
Speedo.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, but you won't do the cross dressing.
I'll think about it.
I feel like that should be because it's honestly, it's a serious privilege to be invited to Ruby.
Oh, I know. We can do like a
privilege.
dono goal. Jeremy will cross dress for $1,000.
Okay. And then what is the dono goal to be able to kick you in the nuts again?
$20. I didn't hurt that much. Yeah.
I know. You get
I actually kind of enjoyed that. I thought it was kind of fun. Yeah.
Jeremy, Ava is BBC only. You need to respect.
Oh, yeah.
But no, Spock, a 5-hour drive is a long time. If I'm driving 5 hours, I definitely expect a BJ. That's prostitution.
Yeah, no, come
BAE.
on, B-Dog.
That's prostitution.
And I
Say,
told
oh, well, since
D-Dog,
you drove, I'm going to compensate you.
yeah, no, I
That's what
told
tough guy would
D-Dog
say, right?
if he really needs to get laid, then I'll wingman him at some club. If he really needs to go
Yeah,
get laid.
see, here's the thing, Jeremy, is that it's like literally like it would be like a 5-hour thing with like you possibly Dalmatian if you want, but it's like beyond that, like it's girls' time, and we're not going to be guilted, and we're not going to feel pressure to hang out with you more than just that one small designated time slot, because
I don't
Lo
know.
has been consistent from the very start that it's girls only.
Why is Lo afraid to meet up with me? What did I ever do to Lo?
She's not afraid. She doesn't have any interest.
Well, why? I'm fun.
Maybe because you say like the hard R on stream and
Oh, come on. They asked me
come
to.
on in your
Well, let's not get into that.
boxers.
I promise I won't say the hard R.
I don't know.
Anyways, I'll go ahead and pick up my plane ticket. You just text me the details. I'll let Dalmatian know that we're good to go.
Charleston, if you want to get a hotel, and then you can just hang out with Dalmatian. Yeah, he's not. There's no way he's actually coming. There's no way. I should have made him prove more to prove that he could like hang with the girls. So I want to see Jeremy in a bikini. But yeah, Lowe's not having any of these man shenanigans. I was like, it was so fucking hilarious. Like somebody texted me and they were like, Jeremy's asking me to contact you. I'm like, what the fuck does Jeremy want? And I text him, I'm like, what do you want? I want to be part of the girls' trip. And I thought he was joking, but then people were like, no, he's literally looking at like plane tickets and stuff on like he like kick this clown to the side. If Jeremy's going to cock block the girls' trip, he should at least offer something, at least a nice dinner at a good restaurant. Yeah, he's gonna need to yeah, we're gonna need to get more out of Jeremy if he wants. Like, Jeremy really thinks that he's entitled to this clout, the clout that is going to come from, or the views that are going to come from Ruby, Lowe, and I at the beach. You just want to get a free taste of that, giving nothing in return. Lowe hates men, Jeremy. Don't take it personally. I don't think Lowe hates men. Y'all should go to Minnesota next year so you can meet up with Universal Jones and King TK. Lowe will go. Do you mean King TL? Okay, Lowe will go back home pregnant. Oh my God! Stop. I bet Universal would love to meet up with her though. Where's Quackery? Ava, listen to Moxie. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, this entitled fuck, dude, honestly. And then he just left. He thinks he's Jeremy just thinks that like he's the most amazing content in the world as somebody who gets like an average of like 4 viewers per stream. Thinks that like he's just the best content and just entitled to the shit. Surely a Gematria teacher can convince Ava of quackology. The last thing I want to go over, guys, before we end this is I've said my piece on Zachary. We'll see if he wants to have a conversation about it. Otherwise, the last thing I want to go over here is the Get Crack. I'm wanting to review this for a little bit now. The Get Crack Thorp Colin. Okay. Share screen. We know the truth about Jeremy. What do you mean the truth about Jeremy Bean? Where is this? So the Thorps tried to like do their typical thing of like trying to pick somebody apart and insult their entire existence. They did that. They tried that with Get Cracked this time, which I've never seen. Of course, coming after another pay pig. Did I miss the Jeremy you missed the Jeremy segment? Yeah, it was short. He He just clicked off. So, hey, Garian. How's it going? We're reviewing this of, I guess the Thorps have been really, really bored lately. They're not willing to try, because here's the thing, and this is what I've been doing lately, and my views go down because, I mean, I have 40 viewers right now. If I did a stream about the Thorps, I'd have 100 viewers right now. But I'm trying to diversify. I'm trying to pivot. I'm trying to expand. And what comes with that when you change your content direction is that your initial base is not going to be as interested, right? As you're growing and expanding, the views are going to go down. I'm okay with that. However, people like the Thorps, who at least Ben, which we all know, in my opinion, legitimate fucking narcissist, needs the supply of people watching. They need to do something where they're keeping the people's attention, even if that means doing the same old shit and going in circles and cycles of their content, you know? Like, it's like they can't stand not having the numbers and not having that narcissistic supply. So they've just been going in circles. They keep saying like, oh, we want to expand. We don't want to do the drama anymore. That's how this whole new recent arc started after they got done with like the IRL in LA. They're like, we don't want to do any more drama. Like, we're switching the direction of the channel. And then they just went back to doing the exact same thing that they were doing like 9 months ago. Exact same thing. And basically just kind of instigating with everybody again, because they have nothing and they're not willing to like take a drop to pivot. So Grace and I reconnected over her burying of Git. She did not bury him at all. Yeah, I wish that he was here too. Someone can summon him. Ava, this clip is so sad. Grace talked about Get Crack like a dog in this video. They tried to make Give Crack look like a trick, but kind of worked, but I don't judge him. No, he's being completely honest in this video. I'll show the text to prove it. She absolutely did not destroy him at all. When I watched it, I mean, maybe that's just because I know that he's telling the truth in this. I think that he held his own really well.
Here, there you go, Grace. But I'm stepping backstage, and if you mention me, I'm kicking you off.
All right, that's the rules. All right.
If she even says, "Oh, Dalmatian," I'll kick her. I will kick her. I mean,
okay.
Pretend I'm not here, Grace, because I do not ever. And if you cough, if you blow your nose, you talking made volt.
Here we go.
Thank you, Dalmatian. Hello, Mr. Crack.
So like this is what they revel in right now. She's probably going up here because her and Ben are in some kind of mood where they're like, we're gonna mess. It's probably like 3 a.m. Ben is manic. He's like, we're gonna mess with people, and Grace has to go along with it because if this is the best, that like what makes her look best is the reality that she has to go along with it, or else Ben will get mad at her and take out his rage on her. So instead, she has to go and troll somebody else and bully somebody else so that she doesn't get bullied. That's the best interpretation of this. The worst interpretation is that she literally just enjoys going up and trying to like tear people apart and humiliate them. People that don't deserve it. I legit hate crack. Okay. So here we go.
What's up, Mrs.
I think we
Thorpe?
need to have a little conversation.
About what?
Well,
why you hate crack? Because he donates to people that you don't like, or why do you hate crack? Yeah, okay, she enjoys it. That's what I thought.
You think of yourself as a philanthropist, is that correct?
No.
Well, that you are.
Who said that?
If you know crack at all, too, just right off the bat, is he thinks of himself as somebody that can like incentivize certain types of content. I think that's why he donates. He donates when he sees something that he likes, or like is trying to orchestrate something that he wants to see. And and it's like, of course, you can all say, oh, since he's donated to me, I'm just like glazing right now and not being honest. But like my true honest feeling is that he is a good panelist. And I actually, like, if I see him on panel, like in the beginning of Rejects, if I saw him in Dalmatian on panel, I'd want to go up on panel. So I think he is a good panelist.
Game over.
No, it's just the overall vibe you give. You're kind to struggling street.
No, you just saw it on chat. Continue.
Okay, maybe you could describe yourself then, if I got it wrong.
I don't need to. You can assume whatever you want. I'm just a circle on the screen right now.
Well, why would a 41-year-old wealthy Asian man be donating lots of subscribers and memberships and money to young
Maybe I'm
white
bored.
women? Oh, just out of
Young white women. Okay, you think
yeah.
it's only young white?
It's like Crack has sent a bunch of money to War Chief, to patients, I believe. So it's just, I can see how it's like it's an unbothered thing because it's not hitting. They just like her and Ben just sit there and they come up with these theories. Oh yeah, we're gonna grill this person on this and come up with this, and oh yeah, we've totally got them. But then you forget that like you're scheming with Ben Thorpe and he doesn't know what the fuck he's actually talking about.
White women.
And if he so happens to meet up with those young white women, say like when you met Ava in California late at night,
He wanted to meet up with me. I didn't want to meet up with her.
He's being honest here. He's being honest here, and I have the text to prove it. I have the text to prove it. Hold on. I think I actually initially emailed him because we used to hang out a lot on the John Galt panels. And this was the first time that I was driving down to California. And I really wanted to, I was like just driving by myself. I like meeting people if I'm going through towns where like chatters or other people who I can like bond over. Like it's hard to talk. You can't talk to people in real life about like this YouTube stuff. I enjoy meeting people. I've met a lot of people from this sector, whether they're commenters or also creators. And I knew that he lived in the Bay Area, which is right on the way. So I messaged him. I think I initially emailed him, got his phone number, and said, "Would you be down to hang out or whatever?" And then I have the text here. This is from Wednesday, August 28th. Was this last year? I think that this was last year. Hold on. This is the first text that we exchanged after I got his email from John Galt. Hold on. Can you see that? I don't think you can really. Basically, what I said. Unfortunate news. I left $200 worth of rings at the beach, and some of them are from my mom from Croatia. I don't know if they're still there, but I have to go check, so I won't be in the Bay until like 11:30-ish. Because I think we had initially spoken on the phone and planned to meet around 7, and then I was delayed multiple hours.
Get that right.
Would that happen to be a benefit of the donations?
No, I don't care.
I've met with people that have never donated to me. I met with Distinction. Jeremy.
Well, why did she want to meet up with you?
She just wants to see my face.
That's it.
Oh,
I just wanted somebody to hang out with.
Was literally
so if you were just a random,
yeah, I guess I part of me probably was curious to see his face too. Yeah,
because she was like, "Why does this guy never cam up? Why doesn't this guy cam up?" She got
right.
Thorps,
Why would you? Why would she be interested in? Why would she be interested in you particularly, and not some other random chatter?
Because we were on John Galt's for a lot of times. You know, that's the.
I know that. Oh my God, Grace. I know you are not questioning the story, but people in chat and the people that watch this video are, because it's posted on YouTube and there's an audience, and we're not just talking about you, right? As far, but yeah, and your point also just doesn't stand. Be Heron for 5 says they should be a bit more grateful. He is stimulating growth in this ecosystem that they started. Keeping their opponents going is beneficial to them. That is true. It's true, Be Heron. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate the insightful comment. That's a good point. As terrible as Ben and Grace are as human beings, as much damage as they've done to the children, at least they've got create a community of haters that's full of great people. Yeah, I've met a lot of people and created some great friendships from the tornado that they leave behind them.
the reason, right? She comes on John
It's
Gold.
not because you gave her tons of memberships and super chats. That has nothing to do with it.
I think she was just curious. Yeah.
Okay, so like someone like Schizo Spud who comes on panel doesn't cam up and doesn't give her
Schizo Spud has never come on my panel ever.
any money. She doesn't really care to see his
She
face.
wasn't on John Gold. She
Yeah,
wasn't John.
I don't like talking to Schizo Spud. I like talking to Get Crack. What's another panelist? I mean, I like talking to Dalmatian Dog when he's not being a little two-faced slime ball, you know.
Golds.
I like talking to Jeremy. He's like funny and crazy, and it's entertaining.
And her were like in the late night panels all the time.
So it's your friendship. That's why you guys met up.
I don't know if we're friends. I barely know her. She doesn't even know my real name.
Okay, so it just happens to be that you, a 41-year-old,
of course, to Grace, like that is what she sees as friendship. Like she interprets that as friendship. Like hanging out on a panel with somebody, because that's the closest that she's gotten to friendship since like her early, like being in grade school, you know. Hey, remember when I was yelling about a Mac and then you eventually said distinction was right? Get Crack is today's Mac. Get Crack is a retard. Damn! Ooh, Get Crack controversial. How can you be a retard and be retired at his age?
Asian, very wealthy, with no children, no girlfriend, no wife. Happens to meet up, just out of pure friendship, with a young white female streamer who he's donated lots of money to buy drinks and hang out at 1 a.m. in California.
She bought the drinks.
I did.
I didn't say you bought the drinks.
I think you implied that.
So that's just because of your friendship.
We're not friends.
That's just out of her pure curiosity.
A friend is somebody who you like consistently talk to and hang out with on a one-on-one. That's what I would consider a friend. So yeah, we're like acquainted. How you get somewhere? He stole that from me. Imagine just waking people up and not brainwashing them and forcing them to repeat numbers. Imagine waking people up we're still on the Zachary Hubbard thing, to who is pulling the strings of society, just waking people up with the numbers. Distinction, I don't know. I mean, if you want to debate each other, you're absolutely welcome to both come up on panel.
That's right.
Your personal beefs.
She's
surprised.
41-year-old Asian guy looks like. Why?
She was desperate to see what a 41-year-old Asian looked like.
I think that's the same thing you're doing now, right? Why would a 41-year-old keeps giving money to random streams in bold?
And it's like, Get Crack. They just said a second ago that he's donating to them as well. And they're just yet again shitting on their donors. Simply because they're bored and want to troll.
Boy, maybe it's just because I just want to see you guys fight each other. How about that?
But wait, if she was so curious about what you looked like, when she reported back about what you look like, all she said was you looked Asian. That's it.
I am Asian. Yeah.
I know you want to invite, Grace. I know you want to invite really badly.
When she like,
it's okay.
Well, maybe EAE should have tried harder and got her to draw my face when she was still fresh in her memory. I mean, I only seen her twice. Yeah.
But why would a 41-year-old man meet up with a white girl at 1 o'clock in the morning?
1 o'clock in the morning because she lost all her rings in the ocean. She drove all the way back to Santa Cruz. We were supposed to meet at 7.
But why would
wait. No, I have a better question.
Why were you up at why did you meet up with her at 1 a.m.?
Wait, so you met
Why do you want to hang out with people? Why do you have friends? Why do you want to hang out with people? Why are friends, acquaintances? Like, what a strange concept.
met up with Ava simply because you wanted to satisfy her curiosity about what you looked like. That's it.
Were you going to find her rings in the ocean with her at 1 a.m.?
No, she lost her rings. She was supposed to meet me up at 7 before she continued on driving. She lost her rings. She drove back because she realized she left her rings on the beach. The high tide took her rings. She drove all the way back up, so she doubled her trip time, and I saw her at 10 p.m. That's when you guys were screaming to be let on panel, but Stanley.
I mean friends in like a general sense of hanging out with people and stuff. Because like I'm like acquaintance, like whatever. We're not friends anymore, but it's just like in general, like questioning why people want to meet up with people. Like people like to hang out. You know, people like to maybe attempt to make friends.
At that point, did not have permissions to let anybody on Stanley. He was not admin at that time. John Galt showed up on a porch, and then he let people on the panel. You guys started arguing with Stanley, and then Dan got banned. Dan, the kitchen man, got banned that day. I didn't have time to control the panel. I was in the bar. I was like, what the fuck? I'm not going to pull out the laptop in the bar. Okay, you guys get it?
Tell everyone. I understand, please.
I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand.
I do understand.
No, you don't. You're trying to fish. Keep fishing.
You're a predator.
Keep fishing. Keep fishing.
You're a
Keep fishing. Keep fishing. I
No,
don't
no,
have time for this.
You're not answering my
Now it's 1 a.m. right now.
Imagine that's what you're doing with your dad. Like you're just your whole life is just hanging out with your fucking dad. Your weirdo, disgusting, poop-stained underwear that makes you wash your fucking underwear. His underwear in a bathtub, abuses you on stream, and you think that you're better than somebody else when all that you do is just hang out on Discord all day, going on random calls on like 40 viewer streams, just trying to like troll somebody, and you don't even have a GED, and you're in financial distress to the point where you're like safe haven, like life plan was going to be to move in with a late stage alcoholic lest you be homeless.
Oh, why am I talking to you morons? Fishing for what exactly?
Okay, well, you didn't answer my question.
I already did.
My question. No. You said
I
why
did.
Ava. No, hang on. You said why
It's like Grace, the queen of false accusations and accusing men, bro. Did this to Lalo, now get crack. Let's hear that again.
Be let on panel, but Stanley at that point did not have permissions to let anybody on Stanley. He was not admin at that time. John Galt showed up on a porch, and then he let people on the panel. You guys started arguing with Stanley.
I bet they're cuddling right now, by the way, too.
Stanley, and then Dan got banned. Dan, the kitchen man, got banned that day. I didn't have time to control the panel. I was in the bar. I was like, what the fuck? I'm not going to pull out the laptop in the bar. Okay, you guys get it?
Tell everyone. I understand, please.
I don't think you understand. I don't think you understand.
I do understand.
No, you don't. You try to fish. Keep fishing.
You're a predator.
Keep fishing.
You're a predator. Little Miss Karen up here, bro. No, I specifically asked the Get Crack do not donate for this. To show I don't want a donation. I just want to be honest.
Keep fishing. Keep fishing. Keep fishing. I don't have time for this.
You're not answering my
Now it's 1 a.m. right now. Why am I talking to you morons? Fishing for what exactly?
Okay, well, you didn't answer my question.
I already did.
My question. No. You said
I
why
did.
Ava. No, hang on. You said why Ava met up with you, which is that she was curious to see what
Yes.
it's like. Why did you meet up with her?
I think it's clear, isn't it? You said, I'm 41. Okay, that's wrong. I'm not 41, but all right, we'll give that. 41. I'm close to your dad's age. 41. All right. I have nothing to do. I have no children, no family, right? So why would I meet a white girl who's 21? What do you think then?
Okay, so you're admitting that you met up with her because you were hoping.
No, that's your assumption. You're fishing again. I never said that. Feed my mouth then. Keep feeding it.
Okay, so tell me.
You said you're not friends with her. So
You're not friends with her.
I'm not friends.
Do you meet up with anyone off the internet who just wants to see what your face looks like?
Nope, I didn't meet with anybody else, only Ava, right?
Okay, so why did you meet with her?
Because she asked me to.
So you meet up
what?
with anyone on the internet who asks you to meet up?
Well, everyone in chat told me to meet up with her, so I said fine.
He's free. He's got nothing to fucking do. Like, why not? Right? Why not?
Well, if you're in your late
Content.
40s,
You got content, didn't you?
How many?
Wasn't it a
Not
fun
really.
stream?
Not
No?
really got any content out of her meeting up with
John
you.
Galt's channel did. Maybe you guys didn't. Maybe that's your problem then.
How many streamers in their late 40s do you give money to?
think, I mean, to Ben in his late 50s, Grace is basically a failed findom. Yeah, you shouldn't be doing this for free, dude. I don't even think they were streaming this to their channel. Like, she's just doing it because they just get off to it. Like, it's like almost... It is very findom-like. You know you could be charging for this. Like, you charge for the panties and stuff. Like, you could be charging and, you know, actually make this into a hustle to eventually maybe you be able to move into an apartment and, like, get away from your dad a little bit. Right? I mean, shit. There's plenty of men that would pay for this.
What? Let's see. John. Who else? CT's not over 40. He's 35. Who else? Anybody? Any old streamers I give a shit about? No.
Us. Who's not connected to us?
Grid One Motorsports. I don't think I gave him money.
Grid One. Don't give me Grid One money. The fuck? Eh.
Nope. Yeah, only John, I guess. I mean, you got to be more interesting, right? If you old asses should be more interesting, then I'll pay you guys money.
Well, you paid $1,500 to see Lo in a skimpy Halloween costume, right?
I did.
Didn't you? Didn't you say $1,500 for a costume contest? And then
We raised that money.
For a costume contest, they expected to have like 30 people.
Money from
But
chat.
No, that is absolute bullshit. John Galt did not raise no $1,500. That came out of your own pocket.
did. He did.
Bullshit. Okay,
Oh my God. Portia has all the receipts.
He raised it from
Go
chat.
ask Portia. Go ask Portia. Go ask Portia, you dumb bitch.
He raised
You really
it from
think?
chat. We're in the
Yes.
chat. It was your
Yes.
$1,500.
Yeah, he did. We had a whole month fundraising that thing.
Halloween
Every day. Yeah, every day we had fundraisers. Every day. Go look at the streams. The whole record's there.
I think like Sir donated a lot to that too.
He even said this was mostly from Get Crack. You're not fooling anybody.
Bro, go back to the streams. Go ask John again. Fine.
Nothing you're doing is illegal. I'm not saying you're a predator.
Oh, it's not legal. Of course it's
you're
not
a
legal.
lonely
I just don't know
Asian
why
guy.
we're talking about. I don't know why we have talking about
Want
this. For, like,
attention that he wouldn't otherwise
You're
get.
a lonely Asian. Why do you feel the need to put Asian into that? Bro. No, I wouldn't, because you're literally straight up lying.
And especially
I think you guys are just putting too much.
It's what's wrong with saying all that is obviously true.
And you know how I can verify that it's not about donators is because I agreed with the Thorps when it came to OPC Don. And OPC Don had initially donated not a substantial amount, but he was probably one of my top 3 donators at one point. And I clowned him so hard that he despises me now.
What's the problem?
Oh, it's obvious. If it's so obvious, then I guess we're done here. Very obvious.
Chat if they you're a chatter, right? You respect chat. Ask anyone in chat if they disagree with that characterization of who you are.
You can ask chat. Press 1 if you believe Ben. Press 2 if you believe.
Imagine thinking that like the Thorps characterization of you, like they think that people actually care or think that anything coming from their mouth is credible or makes sense.
Something else. I don't really care. Why does it matter?
Why
It's
don't you
irrelevant. What do you mean, why do I care? I don't care. Period.
You do care because it makes you really uncomfortable when I say that.
It's like coming from like 2 homeless people that just live to like grill other people when their life is like so like the most the darkest family on YouTube. It's the thing of like you have to cope and self-soothe by like bringing other people down to feel better about yourself.
God. Wow, you are amazing, bro. You are
that just do not. I'm like, it would be great if they channeled this energy into like someone that actually deserved it. You know what I mean? Someone that's actually like done criminal bad things, and they could turn it into something positive.
You are amazing. You are something else, man. Truly.
But you do care. That's why you did that hysterical laugh.
You know, I always laugh. You know, I always laugh, man. Because you guys are just
There's nothing funny about that. I mean,
it is funny. It's retarded. Instead of talking to someone online at your time, close to 5,
yeah,
you should be sleeping. You're just here talking to me for what reason?
That's perfect.
You should worry about yourselves.
You could say, okay,
right? Right?
No.
Oh,
really?
your turn.
Shouldn't you
That's a fair question. What are we doing talking to you? Is that what you're saying?
Right. What is this for? What's the purpose of this?
No, let me tell you what the purpose is. The purpose is I care about this channel. I care about the content here. And you are content death. You kill channels. I've seen you do it before. You go from stream to stream, paying a couple of shekels here and there so that you get treated like royalty on panels. And Dalmatian Dog doesn't have the balls to tell you, but I will. You are content death, and I care about this channel. And your money doesn't mean anything to me.
So it is your channel.
Confirmed. Rejects is a Thorpe backup channel. Confirmed.
Channel. So yours is your channel. Okay, I think we're done. I think you admitted it. It is your channel, and OPC is going to give it.
I love self-snitching while trying to like call someone out. They have to self-snitch
to you. Okay, now we got the truth out of you. Now I got my little fish out of you, man. I got my tuna.
I don't own it all.
Now I'm gonna eat nice tonight. I know it's you. Now I know it's your channel. Now you're worried about your channel. Oh shit! Now you are worried about your channel.
Lalo is
your channel.
With you up here, but he's too
Lalo
scared to say
is good content if you're like making fun of him, because he's such a little asshole. But otherwise, yeah.
Oh, maybe because I'm influencing them to get it away from you. I'm influencing.
You are
so maybe you're worried you're losing control. I think you're losing control.
I love how she can call get crack content death. It's like she has such passion saying that. And do you know why? Because she can't say it to her dad. She can't say it to Ben. Oops. What did I just do? Here we go. She can't say it to Ben because he is also content death. And when she even brings up the mere fact that when he's on live and he's running the show, he gets less viewers than when he goes out to like smoke and she's there by herself, the viewers will immediately go up. They immediately go up. And she pointed that out. This is the last stream that I did about them. When she pointed that out, he came back. It got so triggered by that situation. There was something else too that I'm forgetting. That he literally said, what did he say? That he was going to go to jail and like domestically assault her. But like she knows that he's content death. I mean, look at like the views lately, dude. And this is because Ben is like doing his. I haven't even been watching any of this. It's because Ben is like doing his like Discord atheist debates or whatever. Like whatever direction Ben wants to take the content is just immediate death, right? But she can't say that to him, so she just has this like pent up need to like be real and like take all of her anger and frustrations out on somebody else.
Yeah, I see. Interesting.
You are content death, and I won't allow you to kill this channel. I refuse. I won't tolerate it. Go back to John Galt where you belong.
I won't tolerate it.
What makes you think that this guy's
You can ban him from the panel, but that's not actually what it's about.
even going to kill the channel?
If she truly believed that, like, I mean, she has the power to say, okay, this person can't come up anymore.
Or
I know it's really.
I've seen it happen before,
well,
TL.
I mean, yeah, for sure.
He's not funny. He rambles. He's Asian. Ha, 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 ha. He laughs annoyingly. It's awful, and he thinks he deserves to be up here because he.
He laughs annoyingly.
Pays a few shekels here and there.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm here to tell him I haven't gotten a penny of his money in months because I said that I made an Asian joke with him and OPC on camera.
I know.
I don't see him. His little feet, he's got hurt. He hasn't donated a penny.
Okay, wait. We got to read Space Monkey's paragraph here. I will come back if anything happens, incarnation. Have a lot of problems, sorrows, but anyone can join me whatever happens as long as you care about the truth and lifting humanity up. Saving this. Are you responding to somebody in there? I will come back if anything happens, incarnation. Well, I hope that your problems get better, Space Monkey, and that you can take on those problems head on and those sorrows head on, and we're all rooting for you. And I appreciate you being here. This one is more dangerous, sure, but in the technical sense, it's also... Get Crack is a secondary guy, someone Dalmatian can have real talk with, and a hype boy, King can't hold a real conversation. Most of the callers neither. Yeah, Get Crack is like the most grounded in reality. It's like his presence is like very balancing, I think. But if they want to go ahead and chase away all the good panelists from the channel, like I am very happy for them to do so. You know. And here we go, just being somebody who's struggling. Of course, you don't show any care towards that.
Any sense. And I'm here to tell them, nobody needs your money. OPC doesn't need your money. And the chat hates your fucking content. You suck.
Oh, that's nice. Thanks, Grace.
We wish you the best.
Are you gonna cry now?
They want a reaction so bad, like they're so desperate.
Where, little baby, little cry baby, where, go
damn,
cry.
That's where Crack fucked up, bro. He shouldn't have even given them that reaction.
To sleep, little baby. It's fucking 5 a.m. and the sun's coming out. Where?
Wow, this is amazing. That was embarrassing. Holy shit. I couldn't believe
Sometimes
that. I made a white girl cry. I just made a white girl cry.
What makes you think I'm crying? The only
You're
thing
crying. You just whined your ass out. I'm gonna go get a smoke right now.
Death of this channel. Because you know what will happen, Get Crack? People will be like, oh, this is a funny panel. Dalmatian's great. He's kind of crazy. He goes off on rants. He's got panelists up here. It's a fun time. It's a good after show. And then you weasel your way on. You keep hitting that StreamYard link. Dalmatian says, hey, I'd like a friend.
Oh, God. They need to have that conversation with Dalmatian himself, because that dude would literally just end a stream like that if he's just not feeling it. Okay, let me see. A man who has no skill in playing money games is not grounded in reality. My shiz. There we go. God, this is quack AF. LOL. I didn't say they're the same. I said they're both sex work, and who's both sex work? The channel died when they took it away from D-Dog. I don't even know what's going on over there anymore. Ava, you look beautiful, even prettier than Grace. Well, that's nothing new. Thorps haven't spoke to D-Dog since he left Rejects. Now Crack did the right thing. He made Grace low-key cry. Even Deadman said the same thing. Listen closely to her voice, Ava. Yeah, I mean, well, she's getting very, like, hyped up and, like, passionate. I don't know if I heard crying, though, but definitely triggered. Pull up the clip of him pretending to have tea in me. Me calling his tea in me? I don't know what you mean by that. Me calling his bluff and then acting like him acting like OPC for an hour. Where I never disagreed with that. My only point was it's not the same disingenuous way Grace trying to cope. Love and distinction are in an agreement about something is either really right or really wrong. What do I agree with him? Ava, pull up the clip. Okay, where is this clip? You have to link it for me. Do I need to make you mod for you to be able to do that? Let me make you mod. Hold on. I got you. Maybe we'll just sway. You know, I think it's the thing is that everybody has Ava blown away by misspelling. What did he misspell? Wait, what did I having to T in me? What is that? What is that a misspell of? P T P Key she D Guys, what is the misspelling? Felting? Paro, will you approach the stand to describe OPC's crimes for the jury? Okay, see? Let me tell you why my mind didn't go to that. Because distinction is a middle of the line basic white boy. T on me. So you are speaking in white girl TikTok lingo. Yeah, you're here, Erod. And I did not expect that from you, distinction. You got to get off the TikTok, brother. You got to get off the TikTok. All right, guys. I got to end it here in a second. It's like 80 degrees in Seattle, and I want to go to the nude beach. Because I want to go to the gay nude beach because the Pride Parade or Pride Fest, I think festivities are still happening because it's the last day of June of Pride Month. And so all of the gays are going to be not at the gay nude beach. So it's going to be like a private beach. You see what I'm saying? You see the fucking advanced planning here? Get off the talk! I meant T for test. Testosterone or testing that you're not banned? Grace fin-domed Ben for 100K but was too dumb to leave with it. Oh yeah, I was going to put the link in the chat. Here we go. Have a few minutes, guys. Have a few minutes. What do we need to do? Can't you beat your cam out? But none of the gays are going to be there, though. So it's just going to be an Ava private beach. And I like going to that one because it's just the nicest beach in Seattle. It's literally, at this point, that's the reason why I'll wear my swimsuit there. But it's just the best beach, and it feels like a private beach. Thanks for coming up, Cuts. I appreciate you, and for you hanging out, even when we stopped talking about Zachary. Link for who? I don't know. People are asking. Distinction, you want to pull up your like get crack beef, talk about your get crack beef or whatever. I don't know. If somebody wanted Paro to hit the link for something. I mean, why are you asking? Are you interested, Lalo, in hitting it? I don't think anybody else is really interested in you. After you ruined the JF panel, bro. I think it's cool Seattle's kept it. I do too. I just I don't even care about like the news. It's a very Seattle thing. I just love the fact that it's in a rich neighborhood. It's like the most satisfying reality of life is just in this like NIMBY neighborhood with these $10 million mansions, like these yuppie rich people, and they have to deal with a public park being right there of a bunch of naked gay hippies smoking weed all day. It's beautiful to me. It's a beautiful concept of like just Robin Hood type justice, you know? The little bit of land on Lake Washington that is not bought and privately sold. I make the panel climax. You kill the panel, Lalo. You kill it. Oh, no worries, Lalo. No one wants to hear you talk. Paro said, okay. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to end it here. This honestly went, I'm trying to do shorter streams. It kind of went on longer than I expected. I think tomorrow I'm going to, either tomorrow or Wednesday, I'm going to review the Mama JF Ruby video. In the meantime, like do research of the case and stuff. So I can have like better insights into that. Because I think she did pretty decently well. And I didn't watch the whole thing, but like there were just a ton of stuff. I'm like, I need to learn about the case. I'm so mad at myself for going up there when I didn't know like enough details about the case. But I was like, someone's got to come and play fucking I don't know, question him. I'm like, I guess I was overconfident in thinking that like I could successfully like question the way that he's acting and whatever. But oh my gosh, if I could go back, I would do it so differently. But I'm glad that it was just like a little 5-minute segment because fuck, like I just know that he was lying. I know that he was lying about the things that he was saying when it came to like her sending her Gmail password and stuff, but I wouldn't be able to prove it. Probably tomorrow or so Peaksy, are you talking about Dalmatian Dog, like his own channel, not Rejects? Is that what you're referring to? It's okay, you don't have to watch it. I'm coming at it from like, I don't know if you guys have heard of Deception Detective, but he has really good advice on like spotting lies and manipulation. He's like an attorney trained in statement analysis, and he debunks and just shows how obvious it is when like a parent of a missing child is hoaxing. That's primarily the content that he does. It's like amazing content, and it's like it has just transforms the way that I've been able to spot lies and manipulation from people and like what a normal, he shows what's a normal way to act when somebody is missing or like there's a crime that's occurred and you're innocent. He shows the normal way that people react when you're innocent versus the way that you act when you're guilty. And it's just so clear. And it's like I would never pick up on it if I hadn't watched this content. But now that I have, it's so clear that Mama JF is guilty to me. Even without knowing a bunch of details on the case. B Huron, thank you for the 2. He says, that guy totally offed his wife, in my opinion. Absolutely agree. I mean, like, who does a weird... It's like he was doing this weird... someone disagreed with me that I really respect, who says that they don't even think that he was trolling. They think he was literally being serious when he did this responsive. I said, what's the thing that you miss most about Mama JF? And he was like, I don't... He literally said that he doesn't miss her at all. He's happy that she's out of her life, that she's out of his life. And like, he's super happy with his new woman, blah, blah, blah. And like people, I was like, who trolls about you're missing a wife, bro? But then people in the chat I'm like, there's just no way that somebody is really saying this. Even if you are a psychopath, like you would at least know that like you need to feign concern and like pretend and lie that you cared about the person, you know? Distinction! Stop texting, Jeremy. I heard you're going to the gay nude beach. You want to join, Jeremy? You want to make it into a kick stream? Do you have your Speedo? JF not trolling when he said that. He's legit. It's people in his audience. People, because Ruby had a lot of viewers during that because his audience was in there, and so because I saw like a lot of new names and like people that support JF, and his audience was like, "Oh, he's just trolling you guys so hard." So like his audience believes that he's trolling. When are you picking me up? You should look into what the guy actually believes. He's crazy. Dude, I need to look into what Ruby believes too about it because they were kind of bonding on it. And I didn't know Ruby's like, I'm very curious to have a conversation with Ruby about her more controversial takes and stuff as well. I don't judge any, like, no judgment, no whatever. We all have our different, I'm like, I'm not trying to say that she has the same beliefs as Mama JF, or not Mama JF, just JF. Is that what he goes by? But like they do have like a little bit of intersection, a tiny bit. You should look into what this guy actually believes. I'm like, dude, I don't know if I can dive into the race and IQ thingy. Whatever. If we're gonna stream it, Jeremy, if we're gonna stream it, we can't stream at the nude beach, though. We'd have to go to a regular beach if we're going to stream. Because I'm not just going to hang out with you. I'll hang out with you to do content. Hey, Bob, you take Jeremy to the new beach. Don't forget your magnifying glass. I think I'm gonna need more than that, honestly. No nude stream. I don't even think you can do that on Kick, Erod. I don't even think you can do that on Rumble. Yeah, I think I would get barred for life if I started streaming at the nude beach. Need a microscope. Yeah. Well, especially now that he's put on a little bit of weight, like it's gonna be hard. Like the ass is gonna be distracting. The belly might just be like covering it. VHS tapes. Yeah, we'll do VHS tapes of it, and then we'll send it to Mark Fusion, and he can auction it off on eBay. You know what I've been loving lately is Bethadone's content. Like, her shorts make my day. Jeremy's getting fat. Yeah, he came on earlier. He says that he's bulking. I did a bulk too, and now I'm like, oh my god. Holy shit. Oh my god, my ex was just outside my window. He just popped his head up outside. I thought I heard the rustling of the leaves. Jeremy, save me. No, I'm just kidding. He still lives here for like another week. So I love a little Beth Gnome, right? It's just a refreshing. I'm like, if she started doing what she's doing now on TikTok, wait, let me unlock the door for him. Hold on. I'm coming. If she started doing now what she's doing on YouTube, on TikTok, because I'm like, YouTube is not the place. I don't think YouTube is the place for like that type of content. But like her, like what I eat in a day, it was for a bit. There's like a bunch of money on the ground. He's like, why is there money on the ground right now? If she did that type of content on TikTok, like just the realness and the relatability of it, it would go so fucking viral. I guarantee you, because she's funny too. But yeah, I'm on a cut now. Jeremy's on a bulk. I don't think the hangout is really gonna work because you're gonna be like eating and I'm gonna want to eat, Jeremy. And I didn't get to go to the gym today. Bulking doesn't work with us. I didn't get to go to the gym today because my knee hurts. Ruby is the next Mama JF. I would never look through Ava's window during the daytime. That's how you get caught. What's up? Nice. Okay, guys. I gotta end it. The Jesuits are distracting me. The Jesuits that I'm working with to expose Zachary Hubbard are currently telling me that it's time to end it. So I'm gonna want to eat Jeremy is not a good clip. But doesn't that imply that Jeremy has like lady parts though, right? So it'd be like a lesbian thing. And it would like be like shade towards Jeremy. All right, see you on the next. Are you going to stream live from the Gay New Beach? Jeremy wants to know. If Jeremy joins, Jeremy, text. Are you texting me, Jeremy? Are you serious about this? I'm down to do a stream with you. Breakup sex. We could go shopping together. Get Jeremy Black. Ha 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 ha. Yay or nay? Let me know the plan, dude. Let the people know the plan, yay or nay. Trying to get Jeremy to do a stream with me. Oh, this is your hat? I thought this was my hat. shopping for Speedos. Give me a fucking... Can you be serious for once in your life, brother? That would be good. That would be good. Watch out for Spicoli. That is where he would hang out. He looks exactly like the dudes that are like regulars at the regular New Beach, not the gay one. Because there's a straight one, and then there's the gay one that's like 5 minutes down a 5-minute walk away. Get Jeremy to buy and wear a Cassidy cage. This sounds like your personal family fantasy, dingo. Jeremy, yes or no? I'll come swoop you. I'll come swoop you right now. All right. REI Sachs sounds like he lost his house. Paying my maid's salary with all his chastity cage and emasculation comments. Ava should try and get Beth away from nasty HFF. Yeah, she'll learn. She'll learn. All right, Jeremy. You lost your chance. See you guys later.